This is one of the most frequently asked questions in our email and DMs. Can a separated man live with his partner without divorce? The Rajasthan High Court, in its order dated May 7, 2024, has clarified that the offence of bigamy under the Indian Penal Code will not apply if a married spouse lives with another partner as long as the two have not got married. So what was this case all about? This is a case where an estranged wife had filed multiple cases against her husband under sections 498A, 406, 323, 494, 497 of the IPC. At the time of recording her statement under section 200 of CRPC, the wife that time never made any allegations of bigamy, that is, remarriage of her husband without divorce. While the divorce between the parties remained pending, the man has moved on in his life with a partner with whom he has been cohabiting for the last 20 years. The estranged wife, on her part, filed the FIR against her separated husband, charging him with bigamy after a period of 20 years of this alleged offence. On earlier occasions, the senior civil judge and the additional chief judicial magistrate had passed an order in 2018, and the same was upheld by the sessions judge in 2019, both the orders ruling in favour of the estranged wife, charging the petitioner husband with bigamy. Now, these orders were then challenged by the man in the Rajasthan High Court. Let's first understand what were the allegations made by the wife. The public prosecutor, A.R. Chaudhary, representing the wife in this case, argued that the police in its investigation had found sufficient evidence to charge the petitioner husband under section 494 of the IPC, which is bigamy. The wife also informed court that her husband had performed customs of Nata marriage and then he was cohabiting with his partner. Thus, this definitely fell under the offence of bigamy. Now, what was the defence by the husband? On the other hand, Advocate Navneet Punya, who represented the petitioner husband, highlighted that there were no allegations or evidence suggesting that the petitioner had performed any essential religious ceremonies to solemnize a second marriage. The counsel also pointed out that the respondent wife had earlier explicitly stated in her statement under section 200 of the CRPC that her husband had not married the woman he was cohabiting with. Most importantly, the husband strongly questioned the intention of his estranged wife to file this complaint after a period of 20 years of the alleged crime. He suggested that this FIR was motivated by the respondent wife's desire only to harass and humiliate the petitioner. Now, what was Rajasthan High Court's take on this? A single judge bench, Justice Kuldeep Mathur, analysed the situation, evidences and facts on the record and observed that it is settled law that offence punishable under section 494 IPC would be made out against any person if he or she solemnizes a marriage during the lifetime of either the husband or wife, as the case may be. But the mere fact that a man and a woman living together as husband and wife would not be considered as an offence punishable under section 494 IPC if they have not performed a valid marriage in accordance with the existing law. The High Court particularly noted that the estranged wife has filed this FIR after a period of 20 years of the alleged offence, and both the complaint and her statements, which were recorded under section 200 of the CRPC earlier, did not contain these allegations that the petitioner husband had performed certain essential religious ceremonies that were required for a valid marriage under the Hindu Marriage Act. Thus, Justice Mathur observed that in the present case, there was nothing to establish on record that the man was living with the woman, with any intention to declare the relationship as husband and wife under a valid marriage. The judge also went on to add that even if the petitioner had performed the Nata marriage as alleged by his wife, there was no evidence that showed that the marriage ceremonies required by the Hindu Marriage Act or the essential ceremonies of the Nata marriage were actually followed in principle. Concluding the matter, the Rajasthan High Court allowed this criminal miscellaneous petition, quashed the lower court orders and all other criminal proceedings that were pending against the petitioner husband for the offence under section 494 of the IPC. Let us quickly tell you what is this Nata Vivah or Nata marriage. Basically, according to this custom, in some tribes, the women can leave their husbands and live with another man. This is called Nata. No formal rituals have to be done in this, and there is only a mutual consent that is required. This practice is still prevalent in many tribal communities in Rajasthan even today. If we observe, this is very similar to the live-in relationships that we follow in modern society. But this practice of Nata was actually created to give recognition to widows or abandoned women to lead a normal life in society. So what is our take in this case? Indian matrimonial laws are just not in sync with today's society. Divorce should never be the first option, but if a couple has separated, say beyond 3 to 5 years, divorce should automatically be granted without entertaining further nuisance from the contesting spouse. This particular matter is a clear example of how our courts get clogged with frivolous cases where disgruntled separated wives can just wake up and file criminal cases against husbands even after a period of 20 years. All these cases can be actually curtailed if the divorce is granted within a certain time frame, thereby allowing both parties to lead their respective lives peacefully without anyone interfering or stalking them. Unfortunately, in most cases, the separated wives make it their lifelong mission to harass the separated husbands and themselves also choose to remain idle, wasting an entire lifetime. Such behavior by separated women is surely not normal, but our legal system empowers them to keep fanning their vicious and toxic state of mind through multiple cases at court. In the interim, what happens to the men? The men lose out on their prime years of life because the sole motive of such women is not to permit them to remarry or have children. While many men may end up living a lonely life without any emotional, physical, or moral support, there are several men today who have moved on with their partners in life with absolute respect and dignity for each other. Can we get into a live-in relationship without divorce? Voice for Men India gets this query from numerous men, particularly in their early 30s, who have been separated since 3 to 4 years, but there is no legal resolution to their dead marriage. The law is very clear. No one can stop any adult, be it husband or wife, from living with anyone after separation. Of course, if the reason for separation has been adultery, then the case will be completely different. The only hitch that such men and women can face is that they cannot remarry until their divorce officially comes through. In fact, the law even recognizes children born from your partner as legitimate. Our advice to all such separated men is to go slow, don't jump into a new relationship as a rebound. However, after let's say 2 to 3 years of separation, if you come across somebody who you feel is compatible with you, please take the plunge and live a full life. You cannot control the external forces, which is the speed of our judicial system, or you cannot control the mood swings of a perpetually frustrated ex, but you can surely be the master of how you want to channelize your life, your well-being. You can read this entire Rajasthan High Court order in the description link of this video or on our website voiceformenindia.com. Please do follow us on all our social media handles, which is X, Instagram, Telegram, Facebook. The ID is @voiceformenin. And hit that bell icon and subscribe to Voice for Men India so that you can be updated as and how we broadcast a new video. Please do like these videos because the algorithm works in a way that it will help us spread this to more and more people. So please press that like button. That's it from me as of now. Thank you very much for watching. Namaste. Jai Hind.